Great. We're good.
All right, so we are recording, and we want to welcome you guys to our first joint team call. And this call is about goals and writing down goals and setting goals and making them into something rather than just a dream. So we wanted to share this quote that write down your goals. If they're not written down, they're just dreams. When you write things down, it sets off a chain of events that will change your life. And it's so true. I'll stop and share my face now. It's so true, because if you actually have things written down, you'll just put more focus and drive and energy into that rather than just dreaming about it. And just an example of writing down my goals just last week for this year, I've already been able to achieve I've made them pretty small, very small goals for myself in just the first week. So there is a lot of truth to that. But now that you can see my face, I wanted to introduce myself for those that don't know me. I'm Annie Webb. I've been a coach for just shy of 3 years. And I started as a coach because I was gaining results myself in my very first Beachbody challenge. And I had a long journey ahead of me, but being that I was seeing results, I wanted to start sharing that with others. And I realized that this opportunity gave me that platform, and I was able to reach out to others and help them get success like I was seeing myself. So when I first started as a coach, my ultimate goal was to help people, and that has never changed. But I never really looked at it as a business for myself. I just looked at it as a way to help people. And then shortly after coaching, I started signing people up and getting them set up with challenge groups. And I realized that I started getting paid for it. And I thought to myself, holy moly, like, I can get paid to do this. So slowly but surely my goals started to change. And I wasn't really, I never really wrote them down. I just had them in my head. Occasionally I would write them down, and when I did, they would come true. And so this year, we are starting out our joint team calls with goal setting so that everybody can have a really focused year and live with intent every day. And so I wanted to share the goals that I've set for myself. And these goals are going to be much different than goals for, let's say, a coach that's just starting out today or just started out last month. Or even if it's just you're a year into the business and you haven't really even, sorry, my dog's scratching at the door. Even if you're a year into the business, but you've just kind of been dabbling and you're more of like a discount coach or a part-time coach, again, the goals are going to be very different from what mine are. But I will go ahead and share my screen. Let's see. So I wrote them out, and I actually sent these to my personally sponsored coach, or excuse me, my upline coach, because it'll help me stay accountable. So written out, I broke it out into each quarter, and what I realized is that basically each quarter is 12 weeks, and I have just recently started reading the book, The 12-Week Year, and so this actually falls in line with that somewhat. But I think as I continue to read the book, these goals might change slightly. However, I broke them down into goals that kind of scared me in the beginning, but they were semi-realistic, and I know that's not necessarily the approach that some of our life coaches or mentors are telling us to do. They really want us to do gut checks, and they really want us to set goals that are going to make us want to vomit, really. But as the year goes, it makes me want to vomit, because if that becomes a reality, it scares the crap out of me, but it excites me at the same time. But so my very first quarter is I want to hit Success Club 2 every single week, so that I can achieve the minimum of Success Club 5 per month. And we won't dive into what Success Club is necessarily. That will come at a later call, because we want to keep these semi-short. But if you have questions about things that I'm mentioning or other coaches are mentioning in this call, please reach out to your personally sponsored coach so we can break that down for you. But I want to make $500 a week minimum by the end of quarter 1, because I've hit that mark. But if you just dabble in your business, then you won't continue to have that. You won't be able to sustain that dollar amount. So I want to see that every single week at minimum, and at minimum signing a coach per month, and then being a diamond coach again and advancing to a advancing one of my personally sponsored coaches to diamond, so I'm 1-star. And then you'll see that each quarter will progress. So each 12 weeks will progress. So, you know, SC 4 per week minimum, going to 5 per month, and then achieving 1,000 per week. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to at least sign 2 coaches per month that are working the business at that time and advancing them to diamonds, and then making me a 3-star diamond, which then advances me to I'm able to open a second business center. Quarter 3, I'm going to make my goal to hit SC 5 per week and achieving SC 10 minimum per month and making 2,000 per week, ending by end of quarter 3, signing 3 coaches per month and advancing my husband's account to diamond, and my second CBC to diamond, making me a 5-star. So the beauty of having a spouse or a family member's account that you are semi-controlling, you have the ability to advance that and reach different rank advancements and goals that you've set for yourself. As well as you know, once you've gotten to a point that you can open up a second business center, you also have the control of advancing that. And then it just continues to grow, because my goal is to, by the end of this year, make the income that I made when I was working full time. And so when I broke out all the quarters, it'll all add up to what I was making at a full-time salary. And that is, you know, my ultimate goal by end of year, but I needed to break it down and be strategic. And I also, you know, I wanted to be an elite coach this year, and I can't wait until quarter 3 to hit that. So I've got to start really planning it out and advancing diamonds now. I want to commit and complete a program every single month with the meal plan at least 95% of the time, as far as the meal plan goes. Watching, you know, some of our top 10 coaches and very successful coaches, I see and I believe that they have achieved what they have achieved because they are a true product of the product, and they are sharing their journey on social media as their accountability photo album. And reading $2 per month to be an all-star 5SC by December of this year, to earn a free trip to Riviera Maya, listen to every national wake-up call, to not miss a day of Shakeology, to log in and track my progress on Teamsy every single day, to make $8,000 by end of year, and to host a diamond retreat next year. So those are my goals, and I'll stop my share, and I'll pass it on to Carrie or Abby, whoever wants to go next.
Abby?
Am I going next?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm Abby O'Brien. For those that don't know me, I've been coaching for a little over a year and a half now, I guess. I came into this, I wasn't part of a challenge group. I didn't know a single coach. I connected with my upline coach, Megan, through Instagram, and kind of took a shot. I didn't really know anything about it. I hadn't seen anyone posting on Facebook, so I really didn't know what the possibilities were with the business. So when I came into it, you know, after talking with Megan and kind of getting a little bit info, you know, as I signed up, it was, you know, initially to, you know, to reap back the cost of the challenge pack that I signed up with, and then to cover my Shakeology every month. And then, you know, it turned into covering mine and my husband's, because he was drinking it too. And, you know, as you sort of hit those things and you're able to see the potential, you know, obviously my goals change, you know, so yes, I got those things covered. And then seeing the opportunity of hitting Success Club and Success Club 10, and, you know, once you're an Emerald, earning those free commissions every month, it kind of really spirals and gives you this drive of what's possible, you know what I mean? So yes, I was clueless when I started about goals and what was possible, and now here I am, you know, a year and a half into it, and I'm an Emerald. Well, I hit Diamond, I dropped down to Emerald for right now, just momentarily. So and now going into 2018, I'm not as completely as organized as Annie with her little breakdown of the goals for the year, but I can rattle off my goals easy enough for you. Obviously, I want to hit SC5 every month. Obviously shooting for 10 because I definitely want those, free commissions, and especially now with the All Access Challenge Pack, hopefully that should be a little, easier to achieve. I want to hit elite by the end of the year. I want to be 2-star at least by summit, and then 5-star by the end of the year. I want to help in the first quarter my working coaches that aren't emerald get to emerald. I know it's easier said than done, and especially when it comes to the newer coaches, trying to get that comfort level of finding their groove with coaching and figuring it all out and trying to sign up new coaches and stuff like that. So I want to make sure that I'm helping guide them and give them that comfort and assistance with, getting new coaches on board. And that means, I love that we're doing this group because this is part of us being able to, hit our goals, rein in our focus, help our coaches, see what's possible, and then assist them in achieving goals that they have for themselves. So, I'm trying to circle back to where I was. So, so part of that is we're going to be doing, sneak peeks. So we're going to be doing sneak peeks pretty consistently monthly, I think is what we're aiming for. And I know when you're first starting off as a coach, that can be very daunting to put out a sneak peek, and especially when you're just learning about it and trying to be like, oh, I don't know how to, ask someone else to join this. I don't even know if I'm going to be good at it myself. I've only been doing it a little while. So I think that, like me, Annie, and Carrie, and some of our other coaches, Marcy, ones that have done sneak peeks with us, being able to take the reins on those sneak peeks so we can help our coaches. All they have to do is just kind of announce it, you know what I mean? And just invite coaches and stuff like that. So, because I feel that doing those sneak peeks consistently will give us that confidence. Another one of my goals is to run monthly challenge groups. Obviously, I'm doing an older Shaun T program right now, Max 30, that I hadn't done. So in between new programs that come out this year, I want to tackle other programs that I have yet to try, because I feel very strongly that you need to be on board with new programs whenever they come out, whether you like it or not, whether it's your style of workout or not. And then, yes, I like to touch back on some of the more popular ones especially that people, I see suggest in team pages as good cardio workouts or good weightlifting workouts, because I feel like you really need to personally experience these workouts. And that way, when you're talking with people, you have the confidence of, yeah, I did that workout and, I felt like it really worked this part of my body, or I felt like it put a strain on this part of my body, or I felt like I had to modify this. So the more you equip yourself with that knowledge of the program, you're going to have an even more, a better comfort level, and you can speak genuinely. I think that that's a huge part of it, is, when you're first starting out as a coach, is like, trying to learn all this jargon and about these programs and about the meal plan. But as you start plugging away and doing these different programs, you get that, those notches under your belt, and you have that like comfort level, and people come to you and they're like, oh, what do you think about this program? And you can speak, right, about it. So challenge groups monthly, on board with every new program that gets launched this year. I think I said there's three or two. And I want to do quarterly, at least quarterly, do a free clean eating group or free some sort of group, because I feel like that's super important to get people in that, don't want to commit financially with anything, but just also establishing those relationships. So what else are my goals? I'm going off the cuff here. I mean, they're all in my brain. I think that's like the general of what my goals are. I would love to hit, be an SC All-Star, hit Success Club at least every month this year, because I did have a really good streak last year, and then it broke after like 10 months. So trying to like regain momentum on that. So that's part of it too. So I think that's, I went on a little rant there, but that's kind of my focus. I feel like just with those things, with like focusing on challenge groups, doing new programs, running sneak peeks, like doing those things will lead to the greater goal of hitting elite and signing coaches, and advancing your rank and advancing your coach's rank. So I feel like those are like critical things to progress all your other goals, like they're the catalyst. So that's kind of where my focus is. Okay, Gary.
I'm Carrie, for those of you who don't know me. I've been a coach for almost exactly 2.5 years now. When I started, I joined a challenge group with my upline, Megan, and it's about 2 weeks in, and she approached me about coaching, and I was like, okay, if I can help other people, then cool. So I had no idea what it was about. I just knew what she was doing in the challenge groups, and I thought it was really cool. So my goals have definitely evolved since then. If I'm looking down, you guys, I made notes. I didn't type them out like Annie, but yeah, basically my goals in the beginning were to help others like I had been helped. I learned a lot in that first challenge group. And so if I could, at least get a couple people to join me, that would be awesome. And then just to make a little bit of money. I wasn't super income driven at all in the beginning, but I hadn't contributed financially. My husband was basically carrying me for quite a while. So that was a little goal of mine. And then also to stay accountable with my own health and fitness. So that was back in June 2014. And with the time that's gone by with coaching, my why has really developed. And so that's why my goals have changed. I am more income driven because I see the potential in this business, and it is huge. So I'd like to make a multiple six-figure income hopefully by the end of the year. I want to be 5-star elite like Abby and Annie do. My long-term goal, and this is my vision for this business, is to retire my husband. He has a really stressful job, and we move every 2 years to different places, maybe out of the country this year, which is scary. But and we want to start a family. So I don't want to be moving, every 2 years once I have children, especially school-age children. So those are basically my long-term goals. For this year, though, I have, obviously it's taking baby steps, setting your goals high, but also, having them be realistic too. So by the first quarter, I want to be 2-star diamond. I want to make soon, hopefully, my first $500 weekly paycheck. I want to hit Success Club 5 every month. Actually, one of the only goals I hit last year was Success Club 5 All-Star, which was huge for me because I was never consistent with Success Club. Like I'm still kind of blown away that I did it. So, for all 12 months, I want to hit it again, and then I'll be a Success Club 5 legend. But by March, I want to sign 8 new working coaches. That's kind of a big goal right there because we know it's hard to sign those working coaches, but as we keep reaching out and doing what we're doing and setting the groundwork, it is possible. So yeah, I'm a diamond right now. So I want to advance 2 of my personally sponsored coaches to diamond by March. And then by June, the second quarter, I want to advance my second CBC to diamond. And then September, I'd like another diamond. And then December, another diamond. So that would make me 5-star. And if I continue to recruit 8 new coaches a quarter, I haven't done the math, but I believe, they all hit Success Club and whatnot, I will be elite. Also, similar to Annie and Abby, I want to do a program each month and stay consistent with that. And I need to be more consistent about sharing about it every step of the way, even the little things. I've heard it time and time again on calls, and I haven't implemented that. So it's very important. Even if we feel like we're repetitive, with our posts, not everybody's seeing them on social media each time. So just to remember little things like that. But yeah, I mean, as you guys will see, some of you are brand new, some of you have been in the business for a while, but your goals and your why will evolve. Your why will affect your goals. And so, it's important to set them high, but just like last year, I made a vision board and written down, I wanted to be elite last year. And, I basically had a lot of the same goals that I set this year because they didn't happen last year. So I guess my point is, set them high, but if, that they can carry over to like, the deadline. So I hope that made sense. But yeah, so that's, my little thing here. Did we want to open it up for questions? I don't know how many people are on here, or just kind of.
Well, I think if the other ones that are on if you're comfortable with sharing the goals that you have, if you've made your goals for the year, I say we open it up to others to share.
I'm a slacker. I haven't done it yet.
That's okay. Don't worry. I mean, hopefully by listening to our list of goals,
Right.
it can help you like start, preparing and, and like Carrie was mentioning, signing the 8 working coaches. And that's something that like, once I wrote down my goals, I want to reverse engineer. I want to figure out how many coaches I actually need to hit elite. Because it's not only just having coaches and diamonds, it's, points that you can get for different categories. So, once you set your goals, like working with Carrie to figure out how to achieve those, or working with any of us, we could make that a focus on a call even, how to go backwards and figure out the numbers that we need.
Yeah. One thing that I wanted to mention too is all of these calls, we're kind of bringing them back to the basics, because we do have, we have a mix. We have brand new, and then we have people who've been here for a while, but basically, talking about the basics of certain categories, and we'll be breaking down everything throughout, I don't know, indefinitely each call. So,
Right.
Yeah.
And so hopefully each of these calls are going to ultimately help everyone achieve the goals, because it's, like she said, bringing it back to the basics. And like repeatedly I hear, the 4 vital behaviors, and, just showing up every day, consistency, confidence, commitment, and not reinventing the wheel. And I know last year when we kind of started some meetings, there was a lot of wanting to reinvent a wheel, but so many people have had such great success with the wheel that's already been created. And so we're excited to basically continue to share what we've been learning through this journey, because we've had some trial and error, and just, being a team. I'm super excited.
Yeah, me too. And I think it's also, hi Reese, that's Reese, right? It's important, I think, to hear from us as your direct uplines, especially with where Abby, Annie, and I are all in the same places in our business. And we've been meeting every week for, I don't know how long, for a while, talking about our goals. And it's been really awesome. But I guess the point I'm making is, we can hear from the top coaches over and over and over again. And a lot of times they're talking about where they are in their businesses. So I believe don't get me wrong, it's great to listen to their stuff, and I want you guys to. But it's also, I think, beneficial to hear from us too.
Yeah, we're just kind of bridging the gap. I mean, what I mean? It's like that. It gives you that, like, wow, I can't hit 15-star, but I can grasp hitting 2-star. Or, you know what I mean? It's like you gotta start with the basics, and that's we're super excited to do this for our coaches, and just really just going to be here, because I feel like too on some of the bigger calls, like your voice gets lost. So like here it's more intimate. If you have questions, doesn't matter what question you have. Maybe it's something simple, just something that's hard to write in a team page, or something hard to put on a keyboard. You just need to verbally ask face to face. It could be whatever. There's no dumb question, because I feel like sometimes things get brushed over, and they're, when you guys are in training and, going through all the training videos, sometimes you miss stuff. So we just want to make sure that you're fully aware of, everything and what, the jargon means and all that jazz. So.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if there was anything that we said, because I'm sure if you're brand new, some of the stuff, when we get into talking about elite or 2-star even, some of those terms, you're like, what are they talking about? You can ask questions now, or, we will be also going through all those topics and explaining that later on down the line too.
Well, so maybe we can just open it up if you guys have any questions now or topics that you want us to cover. And then for anybody that's watching this recording, to email, message, text your personally sponsored coach, your upline, I keep referring to personally sponsored, your upline coach, topics that you want to discuss or learn about, dive into some more. So I don't know, Marcy, if you have any, anything.
I think one for like new people and still me, I still get confused on the volume thing.
Yeah.
If you can go over that sometime.
Yeah.
Nice. And the reverse engineering thing, I'm sure I could figure it out, but it'd be so much easier if one of you guys did like an example. I'm a visual person. I don't know everybody else, but if you guys just did an example of how to figure it out.
Yeah, totally. In fact, I think I shared it with my team. I know Megan shared it with her personally sponsored page, but it was basically breaking down the volume. So it'll be great for you to see this because it tells you if you want to make X amount of dollars per week, then you need to have your right leg volume be this and your left leg volume be this, or vice versa, or whatever. But it breaks it down, it goes from like 500 to 3,500 a week.
Yeah,
your volume needs to be.
I'll find that in there. I remember her posting it, and I'll post it on our team page. But yeah, Marcy, we have a bunch of topics we wrote down. We're trying to figure out what order. But I wrote down what you said, and if it's not in there, I'll add it, and then we can actually, that part at the top.
Okay. No, but it kind of even, we could even write like a reverse engineering as one of our topics, because I think there's many topics that, like, from coaches to volume to different things that you have to reverse engineer to figure out how to achieve certain goals, whether it be elite, a rank, money, all that good stuff. So I think incorporate that.
Yeah, definitely. I wrote those down. So when we get in there, we need to put them in order anyways.
Yeah. Sorry, I have one more.
No, it's okay.
I'm just chatting away.
We love it.
Each one of you has, there's so many apps and everything out there. It's like ridiculous, right? So each one of you has one that works best for you. Like Annie, I know you like Teamzy. I've never tried it. I want to. Carrie's really good with Instagram. Abby, I don't know what your strong suit is exactly, but if you guys would each like talk about the one that has worked best for you and why, and then like kind of say how you do it. So then we can. Some people use that Zogro, or what's it called? Where you grow your business on like IG.
Like the Instagram or?
Instagram, yes, that's it. And like something like that, like people, like we hear about it, but then us, we don't know what to do or
right.
So
no, we can even, Carrie has it broken out, which was really helpful when I signed up with Instagram, to where to have all the settings, because that can be so overwhelming, especially if you're just doing this as like a part-time thing, or even in between a discount and part-time coach and wanting to grow but just not having the time. So it was extremely helpful. So we will absolutely touch upon different programs, Teamzy being one of them. That was definitely a request from my team. And it's a great way to stay organized and stay on top of your vital behaviors, because it gives you a checklist to mark off that you worked out, you drank your shake, you did your PD, and what's the fourth thing that they ask you to do?
Do they ask for
No, they don't ask to recognize. So I have to make a mental note of that, but there's a fourth thing in there.
Invite?
What it is now. What's that? No? Well, because that's part of so you have prospects, coaches, customers, invites, and ads. So you even have to, that kind of lumps up into your invite situation and your power hour. And you have the ability to create the settings for it in Teamzy. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I can't remember the fourth thing that I have to check off now.
I just always heard you talk about Teamsy, and I've wanted to try it, but I haven't had time. I didn't know what to do. So
it's cool. And so I would maybe even, because you get a free 30-day trial, so holding off until we can dive into that maybe. I mean, unless you want to jump into it, by all means, but just so you can kind of understand what it's all about. In fact, if we get 25 people, I've been offered to have them host a free call for us, for our team. So if we can get 25 of our combined teams together, or even we can reach out to other, teams within Megan's coaches, we can have them do it for us, which is kind of cool too, because they'll be able to explain it even further than in more depth than I can.
Yeah, a long time ago, I hopped on a team call and they explained it, and that's when I did the 30-day trial, but I didn't have a lot of time to figure it out, so I let it go. But when you emailed me that, I was like, well, it'd be cool because I know they've had updates since. I mean, it's been back, I don't know, it's been a while.
I mean, they even have, when you're stuck and you can't figure out you can't put words together, to just do a quick little follow-up with one of your prospects or one of your, customers from years ago. They have at least, I would say, 40 scripts of different things. And then you can customize them yourself and save those scripts for future. And it's funny, like many times, like we end up just being able to respond to someone in our own way, but it's so nice to be able to read a script, because I think words then come to mind, and it's easier to jot them down. So it's been really, really helpful, a really great tool, because you can schedule your follow-up. So okay, I've just talked to this person for the first time. I'm going to reach back out to them in 4 days. And then after that, I'm going to schedule for a week out. And then after that, a month, just depending on if they reach back out to me or not. If not, then at that point, I consider them kind of like a dead prospect, and maybe I'll put them off for a year and then reach out to them again. So it's a great tool.
Yeah, it sounds more appealing to me now, because I think I was just kind of confused, and with the new features, I think.
Right.
Maybe I can just put in a different email and get another free trial.
I'm sure you could, because it's not going to, the only thing that it does connect to, actually, no, I take it back. You could set up, I think, a different Google account when it comes to emailing from, because you can email directly from there as well. So you don't have to go from there to email. You can just email from Teamsy, and then it documents the email. So then when you're following up with them in a year from now, because you haven't heard from them, you have all of the information you've ever sent to them right there. So
yeah, cool. I was kind of mad that I let it go, but I think it was around like Megan's retreat, a bunch of stuff going on. So
yeah,
Pippa wants to say hi, apparently.
Oh, hi, Pippa.
Say hi. So funny. She's like a little kid. So
well, I'm excited for this year. I think this is going to be like the year for everyone. I just feel it deep down that, there's just so many more resources. There's always been so many resources, but there's even more now. For those listening or for those on the call, if you're not on Tribe United, add yourself to that group and listen to the calls live or to the recordings. They're amazing speakers that our uplines have paid to have on. And you can't put a price tag on what they're offering us. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and those, like the last one they had like that, where they had the paid speakers, they had all of us put in $10 to help pay for the speakers. So the fact that they're footing the bill this time is really awesome.
Yeah.
So we have an amazing upline, between Stephanie and Brandy. Nikki, yeah.
I agree.
Cool. Anything else? Any other questions?
And we will put the schedules in our team pages for the calls, and then we've scheduled out like when we're gonna do sneak peek into coaching, so you guys can plan on your schedule too. If, so you can link in with us or whatever. And yeah, I think that's.
Yeah, I'm just like a quick rundown. We decided sneak peek into coaching every first Wednesday of the month, and then the next 3 are calls like this. So And in my team, I have the calendar in there already. It's in the pin post. So just check that periodically. I don't think it'll change very often once I post it, but it could. So
I think the only thing that would change, like, which we'll be planning out, is if like Summit lands on, Wednesday, like but we'll look at that in advance before we put the calendar.
cool. All right. We're going to get cut off the one not perk of Zoom. So guess that's it, right?
All right. Well, thanks for coming, and
Yeah.
we're excited for next week.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye. Because we're going to do another meeting.